Greetings and welcome to Feel Good Fridays right here on the NECAT Network, where we discuss things that make us feel good right here in Nashville. I'm your host, Karen McCaslin. Joining me today in our panel discussion are a selection of filmmakers who have movies playing in the NECAT Network Film Festival, airing October 23rd through 25th right here on this station. If you want to introduce yourself, we'll start with ladies first.
Hi, I am Marty King Young. I'm the director of The Adventures of Wonder Boy, co-director, and it's about a superhero who defends Nashville from the nefarious Dr. Black, and he's on the autism spectrum, so it's pretty awesome.
And Steven.
Hi, my name is Stephen Michael Zach. I'm the director of the Isaacs Chronicles, Checkmate. And basically the film is about Detective John Isaacs is on the hunt for a killer known as the Carver. And with each murder, he leaves behind a strange set of numbers and letters carved into their faces. So he's got to essentially catch the killer before he kills again.
And finally, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Nichols. I'm actually writer, producer, man of many hats on two of the short films in the festival. I've got Mad Season, which is a holiday film with a twist, and also The New World, about a secretive group that wants to do whatever it takes to fix our troubled world.
Right on. So I want to thank all three of you for joining us today. And just being a part of the festival in general. So this has been a little bit of a weird one. We kind of decided to do this digitally this year. We've done some screenings at the NECAT facility in the past, but one of the things whenever I came on that I really wanted to do was bring in more filmmakers, more people that were doing narrative stories, documentary stories, things like that, as opposed to just making straight television projects. So this was kind of one of those things where I wanted this all to come together. I really thought we were going to have a big screen and popcorn and all that stuff, and it just didn't work out like that this year. So let me just start by this. So tell me a little bit about how you are working from home right now. I know some of you are actually on sets and things like that, but talk to me just briefly about that, how you're going about your careers in this moment of crisis where we can't all be together. And Marty, we'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I've taken the time to really push through a lot of content. I've been writing a lot. Right now, I am on the set for Genius Aretha, which is a National Geographic show. So I've been working on that as the producer's assistant. Basically, all I've really been doing during this time is really delving into the emotional cores of everything and focusing on my characters and who they are and what makes them tick. And also I have another short film in post. It's back there, White Talon City. It's in post, and just working on pushing things through. So I don't like to be bored, and I don't sit still. So this has actually been a really productive time for me.
Yeah. Jeremy, how about you?
Actually, for the most part, I've been, I try to flesh out ideas for things that I want to do. I'm doing a lot of experimental stuff with short films with different types of cameras is actually where my focus has been recently. I mean, even, things as small as little $15 VTX cameras that, broadcast the worst possible thing, but you can strap them onto anything, drones and RC cars. And for the most part, just bouncing ideas off my kids and filming everything every chance I get and seeing what comes of it. So.
And Steven, how about you?
Well, I'm a YouTuber, so I've been working primarily on my YouTube channel. I review film gear and I do like film tips and things like that. That's primarily what I do right now. I've been working on that. I've been actually renovating the studio and selling off things and bringing in new equipment and just trying to get my home studio ready for when things get back into the swing. Doing some writing, and I'm also going into production on my next short film. So very, very soon. So I've been a little busy.
Very cool. So
staying off the streets.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the reasons I picked you three people to come on this and talk is all three of you at one point or another have been through the NECAT program. All of you kind of at different points in your career. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. So one thing I know is I actually met both of your kids. They came through one of our high school programs, and we did that. But then you came on ahead and kind of made it into a family affair where you were making TV with your family, both at home, but also like just to get involved with NECAT. Talk to me a little bit about how that experience was for you.
It was a lot of fun. I got to see the kids enjoying it, and I made sure to get there early enough every day so that I could hear what you guys had done, and they were so excited about it. And I've been doing acting and messing around with cameras for a long time, and I just really wanted to get into the TV aspect of it, and it's a lot of fun. It's eye-opening. I think too, it's a joy to be able to play with equipment that I could never actually afford. I mean, I can't set up a studio like what NECAT has in my home, and so it's just a wonderful experience, and everyone just super friendly and super helpful in every stage of the creativity at the studios. It's expanded my horizons, and I got to say, I'm really excited to get back into the studio as soon as you guys are ready.
Yeah. So Marty, I know yours was a little bit different. You actually went through the DCAT program long before I got here, and since have gone on to work on some big time Hollywood productions and things like that. I know you've gone through some screenwriting programs. You're doing some really killer stuff right now. But talk to me about how that was, how NECAT kind of led into that and how it may have been formative in any way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I went through it, like you said, before you got there, and it was really awesome for me because I could see how intricate everything actually is and everything that goes on behind the scenes, which prepared me even more for when I started doing this for, as employment. And it helped me be able to understand camera angles. It helped me be able to understand framing, and it just opened up my world and gave me a really fresh perspective on it. And it's a lot different when you get down in the mud and you're actually doing it rather than sitting back in an armchair saying, oh, I would have done it this way. Well, would you? If you go through the curriculum, maybe you wouldn't after that, because you can see how hard it is and how difficult some things could be. So it was really eye-opening. It was wonderful. It was great. I'm so glad that I did it, and it propelled me to the next level. And I'm so grateful that you guys even offer that and still offer it for the community. It's just absolutely wonderful.
That's awesome. So Stephen, with you, I know it's a little bit different. You actually have a group that meets up often here in Nashville that you try to lend some training to yourself. And I know that's kind of how we met. You came through to an event that we had, and then we had some conversation about giving you some space to get in and just have your group meetings, which didn't exactly work the way we wanted to, just because of the COVID situation. But talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to me about what you were doing over there and how your experience at NECAT was a little bit different, just because you already were doing some training in other places.
Yeah, I run the Nashville Filmmaker Society, which is a brand new group I created here in Nashville. And it's kind of a spin-off group from an old group that's no longer exists. It's the Nashville Filmmakers Meetup. And that's actually how I discovered NECAT, was the fact that our meetings used to be at NECAT back in the day. But basically what the group is we all come in, everybody pitches, we pull names out of a hat, everybody pitches an idea, then we kind of get together, and then we go off and we make films, and we come back around the time the Nashville Film Festival, like right about before, and we actually have a screening of all the films we've made.
Very cool.
But one of the major things I've been trying to do, though, with the group is sort of act as a co-producer and really help everybody make sure they have everything they need. It's everybody kind of comes together and pulls their resources together to get things done. But I do kind of come in as sort of like a producer and help them, make sure that everything gets done, they have no problems, that kind of thing. So it's been going well, but it's like you said, we were supposed to move into NECAT and then COVID.
Yep. That's the way it goes. I'm hoping that soon enough we'll all be back together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's discuss your movies a little bit and kind of how you're approaching that. Stephen, we'll stay with you for this one. So talk to me a little bit about your movie. Describe your short film and kind of how it came to be.
My short film came together in 48 hours. It was actually my 2019 entry for the Nashville 48-Hour Film Festival. So I wrote it, I believe my friend Antonio and I wrote it in about 25 minutes, and then we spent about 15 minutes just making corrections. So we wrote it in like a half an hour, about 35 minutes. And it just, I mean, it was just, you know, they gave us the character, the line, the prop, and it was just go, go, go from there. So, but I had an amazing team, amazing actors. I was really, really happy with the way it turned out. It turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out. So, really just proud of everybody who worked on it.
Very good. Marty, I know your
Oh.
movie was a bit of a family affair and a bit of a I don't know, just something that was empowering. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Sure, sure. So my son Elijah is on the autism spectrum, and he wanted to make a superhero movie, but he wanted it to be a tribute to 1960s Batman, and he wanted Marvel special effects. And we just made it happen. And so my oldest son is the AD. He's working on his DGA hours. My my middle child, my daughter, she's in it. She plays Sparrow, which you'll see before and after the credits. And it was just really, really awesome. One of the things that we're so super proud of is that Elijah was so involved in everything. Like he cast everybody, he chose the music. We would listen to music over and over and over. And the composer, Christopher Gentle, was just absolutely phenomenal. And then we worked with Alan Brazel, who did all of our special effects. And they're just absolutely the most amazing things I've ever seen him do. And it's just completely wonderful. We use it to show that inclusion is possible, inclusion can happen, that no one's a throwaway, and that just because society deems you as with a disability, it doesn't mean that you can succumb to that and you have to stay in that box and stay within those walls. So that's what we use it to promote, and it's a fun 10-minute romp, and it's been doing really great. It's traveled the world. It got second place in China. It's been in Greece and Italy, and it's just been one of those things where it was magical to do at the time, but then it's just taken a life of its own, and it's opened up more doors for me as a filmmaker to direct more things, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I've always thought that was it. I mean, representation I think is important. I think we've had this conversation privately multiple times. I mean, you got to spend a lot of time together this past year, just at different film festivals together. And I actually came to the premiere of Adventures of Wonder Boy, and sold out. I mean, like you guys had a packed house for that thing. And with that, could you ever have expected this to go the way that it went? Because again, it's like, I know for me, it's like it's funny because like there's the movies that you make that go out into the world, and then there's the videos that you make with your kids, and you kind of morph that into the same thing. Did you ever expect it would turn into what it has become?
I really just made it for him. I mean, that was really just the goal, was to make it for him. And then when we saw the end result, I was like, we just made something for the world. Like we just knew it. And it was, like I said, when we were filming, we would sit back, and it was one of those things where we knew it was bigger than us when we were filming, because we could just sit back and there was just this electricity and it was really overwhelming at times, because we could see, I mean, the community just pulled together just to make this awesome for him. Like the mayor let us use the mayor's office. We got locations for free because it was for a kid on the autism spectrum. Everything in the budget, it just looks like it cost $1 million, and it's just, we surrounded him with really great SAG-AFTRA actors. They were great with us. SAG-AFTRA was wonderful with us, and it's still going. It's been traveling for about 1.5 years now, and it still is just stopping people in their tracks. Like it's. I never thought it would be this big, and we're really proud of it. I'm just, at this point, we're just sort of like riding the wave. And Elijah is already talking about sequels, God help me. And he wants to do an animated series. So he's calling it his Wonder Boy franchise now. So Disney, look out.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So Jeremy, talk to me a little bit about, you have 2 films they say that you were the writer on. Talk to me a little bit about you and your team. And I know you also had a family element there. I saw some people that I knew pop up in these movies. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, like Steven, The New World was actually our submission for the 48-hour film festival. And both of the kids actually got to work on that one. Hannah was an actress in that one, and Sam got to be a production assistant on that. We just, I mean, you know, I love doing the 48-hour film thing. It's the stress of having to write it quick and figure it out quick. What do we do, and where are we getting the props? Where are we shooting? And just a lot of fun. And you know, it kind of changed along the way. We wrote the script, we had a rough idea, but it sort of changed along the way, and I think it grew as we filmed it. But yeah, the kids both had a lot of fun, and we tried to get we wanted to do some cheesy, you know, sort of 90s after school special sort of special effects going in there, and I think we achieved that one in that one. The second one though, I work a lot with a couple of a director named Joseph Drake and David Baker, director of photography. Both just wonderful people. Love to work with these guys, and so both of these films are with them. The Mad season was 2 years ago before Christmas. We decided we should just do a Christmas party with all of us, the regulars that get together and do these films, and that actually was us having our Christmas party. It was complete improv through the whole thing. We went back and wrote a narration that kind of tied it all together, and edited like Mad Men, and had it out, I want to say 2 weeks before Christmas, and just completely for fun, just because we could.
Yeah, I love when things pop up like that. I think sometimes there can be a lot of joy in things that just happen overnight. I know in my experience, I've spent a whole lot of time putting together a movie, and just for it to do, you know, just to do what it does, it's like some people may see it and then it goes away. Where I've done some weekend projects that blew up and rode for a year and a half doing film festivals and things like that. And for no rhyme or reason, I didn't work harder. I didn't try, you know, less or more exactly. But it was just, there was a lot less sweat put into those kind of things. And you just never know how that's going to work out. So it's pretty neat to hear how that can come together. So Jeremy, we'll stay with you for this one, but let me ask you this. What do you think right now, as filmmakers, how can we all be serving each other better?
Serving each other better. I really don't know. That's a tough question. I know that, you know, I love to work with people and I love to get together. I think really just knowing what is coming up. I think if there was some way that we could all keep in touch and know what's coming up and know that we're looking for specific people or that sort of thing, we might be able to grow as a community where it's not so hard to pull something together with if we knew that we had the resources and the people available.
Okay. And Stephen, same question. I mean, how do you think we could, as filmmakers, be serving each other better right now?
Well, I mean, I know for me, you know, my whole thing is education, you know, teaching people, you know, filmmaking and sharing that kind of love as filmmaking, but also, you know, just kind of not only sharing education, but also sharing knowledge, sharing resources. It's, as you know, as many of us know, it's very hard to make an independent film or even a short film. So it's always great when you can kind of connect with other filmmakers who may have, you know, either lights you need or a location you need. It's really that kind of coming together. It's that building of community that I feel is here in Nashville. And that's, you know, just coming together as community is kind of how we can really help each other, kind of serve each other.
And Marty, how about you?
I would probably say I've been trying to kind of do that. So I've been holding all these Zoom sessions with people who have never made films before or writers. So what the knowledge that I have, I'm just giving it to people freely right now because in the time of COVID, you know, you've got a lot of creatives who are at home and they're getting stir crazy. And usually with creatives, you have people who are they can get depressed really easily. That's just the way it is with creatives for some reason. So to be able to help spark them and give them a journey that they can go on, to be able to say, okay, well, here's this character. Why today? Why is this happening today? And have them go back and work on their writing. Or, walk them through a master class on, why you would edit here and here and here, and be able to just share information. Like Steven said, it is all about community, and the film community is very small. It's not just you start here in Nashville, but then it just explodes from here. Like I started at NECAT, and now I'm in Atlanta, and I can tell you, I can walk through almost any set here, and we will all know somebody in LA, in Nashville, in Atlanta, in New York, because the film community is very tight knit and very, very, very small and close. So to be able to offer things to other people without a spirit of giving to get, so it's almost altruistic. I think that's what we should be focused on. If you help somebody else, whether or not they take you with them, that's not the point. The point is you're helping somebody make art, and you're helping somebody get the word out and express themselves and be able to fulfill whatever it is that the dream is in their heart.
That's very good. So, getting close to wrapping this up here. Let's go around the horn one more time, and we'll go in the same order: Jeremy, and then Steven, and then Marty. But I want you guys to give me one thing that's making you feel good for Friday, and give me just a little bit about the next thing that you're planning on working on, whether it be something that's in production or just a pipe dream. Just give me one thing that you really want to accomplish as you move forward in your career. And Jeremy, we'll start with you.
Well, the main thing that's got me happy is just family, friends, the ability to see people without, maybe we can't get in the same room, maybe we can't shake hands and hug, but just to be able to see people and talk and share ideas and share feelings about what we're working on is really what's keeping me happy. As far as what's next, I seldom know until I'm doing it. I wait till inspiration hits me, and then I chase it like a madman, until I'm finished, till I get it done, and then it's whatever's next.
Go ahead, Steven.
What's making me happy? Well, right now I'm doing the filmmaking stuff on YouTube. That's a lot of fun. But I've also actually started working with a buddy of mine who lives in Manchester, England. And we've been actually, my background is musical theater. I used to be a professional stage actor in New York for about 30 years. And we've actually started doing duets on YouTube of different numbers from different musicals. And they've been really good, and we're having a lot of fun with that. So that's kind of, getting back into like that side of my career. The stage actor side of my career has been really fun. But also just, I'm planning the next film. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to be hopefully working with my DP who worked on another film with me. So we're talking. He actually lives in Atlanta now, but he might be come up to Nashville and make the next film we're planning on. So, just hanging in there and doing my thing.
Yes, and finally, Marty.
What's making me happy? Well, I wrote a sitcom with Carla Cristina Contreras, and we pitched it. GramNet Studios loved it so much. That's Kelsey Grammer's studios. They loved it. And so it went all the way up to ABC's head of development, and then they turned it down because they wanted a workplace comedy, but that's the closest we've ever been, to that. So there's that. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I get to work with Imagine and Disney, and on my goals are to land a manager / agent / somebody who can hustle for me while I'm always hustling on the side, and get White Talon City out of post and go around and pitch it as a series. So it's about a female gunslinger who liberates abused women. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that, right?
I love it. So that basically wraps up our show for this week. Again, the NECAT Film Festival airs this weekend, Friday through Sunday. That's October 23rd through 25th. All these films from these three filmmakers will be airing during this. I'll let you go around real quick and tell me the names of your film one more time. Jeremy?
It's The New World, and just a second, it just went completely out of my mind. The New World and Mad Season, that's it.
And Steven?
Mine is the Isaac Chronicles Checkmate.
And Marty.
The Adventures of Wonder Boy.
And and you can see all of these films and other wonderful films airing this weekend, October 23rd to the 25th, during the NECAT Film Festival here on the NECAT Network. You can watch it nationwide via our Roku channel or here locally in Nashville on Comcast channels 19, 9, and 10, or AT&T UVerse channel 100. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time. Good luck at the festival this weekend.